Although not as frequently used as its full brother, VLOOKUP, the HLookup formula still has its uses. This is when the data is stored in such a way that you want to do your lookup along the first row instead of along the first column. If we take our HLookup file, we have in the datasheet some data. Our first job here is to name the data range to save us having some complicated and messy formulas. So I highlight the cells that I wish to be contained within my named range, click into the name box, and again, having no imagination, I'm going to call it data. I need to make sure I press return for that naming to take effect. Don't forget that named ranges cannot have spaces within them either. Then in my sales sheet, this is where I would put my formula. So I'm looking to find out how many pairs we've sold in each month of the year. So in this case, I would do a HLookup of the month, going into this table here, looking for each of the months and coming down for the pair value. So I can see that the pair value is actually in row 3. So in here it's equals HLookup. The lookup value is the name of the month, comma, the table is data, and again it appears in the list, comma, the row index this time rather than the col index, so it's row 3 that I would like, and we're looking for an exact match still. Return. I'm told that we sold 324 pairs in January. Let's have a look. January 324, that works well. I can then take my formula and replicate downwards because the A2 needs to stay relative, so it looks at the next month. The data is already fixed as a named range, so that's great. Let's replicate that to December, auto widen the column slightly, and it's then taking the number of pairs that we've sold, the unit price of each of those pairs as that varies throughout the seasons, multiply across to get the total amount sold of pairs. So the total number of pairs sold here should be the same as there, and it is. So I know the HLookup is working. Now if we want to do a similar thing for our other fruits, we simply copy this whole little section, paste it across a bit. Let's swap out the pairs for apples, adjust the VLOOKUP to look at row 2, double checking that apples are row 2, they are. I can then replicate that formula to the bottom, 8442, 8442, so we know we've got the right information, and then obviously swap out the unit prices for pears for the unit prices for apples, which may or may not be larger than pears depending on obviously the difference in the seasons for the two fruit. Just auto fit for the total price. So again, take a copy, paste across, and let's change for kiwi. 5th row, replicate downwards. In high season, when they're in high production in New Zealand, so December and January, and then the rest of the year, very, very expensive. So that's HLookup in action. A horizontal lookup where you're looking in your lookup table along the first row, finding a match, and then returning the value from the chosen row below that. Whereas the VLOOKUP was for first column, and then the chosen column after that. We're now looking at the first row, and then the chosen row after that. You'll find that they actually work well together, and we will look at that shortly.